Hey guys, it's me, Rubik Silver 25, and grand thing is currently there is only a few more weeks until the end of the semester, and that feels great because there is just a fair bit of annoyances from the semester. As I said, there was one module which I could not help but fall asleep at in the lectures in the first few weeks. But even though now we've had lab work to do and we've had to work on a project, that stuff is going to suck to try and finish. But look, in the end, once it's all done, that one's over. But yes, we do have a kind of another version of it coming up in this semester, which is going to be an absolute wonk. But yeah, definitely looking forward to eventually having the semester finished. Actually, soon enough we'll be able to have our good old friend Victor Alfada come by. But we don't know yet if we'll be able to hang out with him. He has a bit of like packing stuff because again he's living in Czech Republic, and we don't know exactly will we get our chances of to hang out with him, or if he won't have enough time at all because of packing. But we'll just have to see what happens. We actually did recently get to hang out with Halo Ringer online. Me and Pike through 12, we hung out at his house, and we were just having a good old crack on the Xbox One. Cause as you saw in the heads up challenge, that we actually got off of Halo Ringer. His granddad came by, had to do a bit of work, so he brought the Xbox One with him. He was saying, as we mentioned, he was saying like, here guys, we're planning on giving away the Xbox One, would you fancy buying it off of us? And for me it was like, I was kind of thinking, hey, my parents I would rather check with my parents about what's going on. They couldn't decide, so Kieran, aka Peggy 12, he was was brought up next, and it wound up being the case that, look, he said, yeah, look, would you let us like it for free? So that happened, and of course now we have the Xbox One. And back to what I was going to say, the main thing part of what I was saying is that oh yeah, we were having a good old fun playing on the Xbox One, and we saw a little thing after we had just been enough chilling. We of course had hour after recording the heads up challenge. And we saw a notification saying Halo Ringer is playing Black Ops 3, something like that. We just heard he was online, so Pikey 12 messaged him, and I went onto the Xbox One app on my computer, and I messaged him as well, and we started managing to message back and forth for a small while, and we said, hey, wanna how part of all three of us do Black Ops 3. So we did just that. We got into it. It's just a message through the Xbox One app and the Xbox One on Halo Ringer's site, and we got playing, and we Skyped and had a great time. It was great to catch up with him. And of course, if you might be asking, well, how come if Halo Ringer sent off his Xbox One to us and he was able to play it with us online? Well, he actually got the latest version, the Xbox One S, the very console that Pike 12 is planning on getting. So that's great. So now Halo Ringer has an Xbox One S, Victor Alfada has an Xbox One, and now Pike 12 has an Xbox One as well. So things are going pretty grand. During January, there might be a chance I'll be able to borrow Pike 12's Xbox One. We might do a vlog in the future explaining why that's the case, but again, it's only for a few days. It might get a bit of a hint by just a few days, but again, perhaps we'll do a vlog in the future about it. And yeah, one thing to tell, which it bugs me a little, is that since, of course, technically the not exactly the bad thing it will be about college and school is that we have final exams. Now I am in my semester, each of our semesters, which goes from mid-September through a few days about mid-September through to near the end of November, early December. Around then, we would be doing our first semester, and then either early December, really late January to around end of May is when we would do semester 2. Now, at the end of those courses, we would have 2 weeks worth of semester 1 exams or semester 2 exams, either or. And people may have all 6, or in my case, I have 3. I have one on a Thursday. I have one on a Wednesday, I'm pretty sure. I'm losing track of the days, my god. But I know for a fact, yeah. But the following one after the day on a Thursday is a Saturday exam weekend. That just sounds worse as all hell. My god. But yeah, then the next one, Wednesday. Yeah, I just cleared that up for myself. Wednesday. And then of course, it'll be 4 days after the last day I have an exam. Christmas. Good old time. Good old time. I'm not massively sure on what I'm planning to get on Christmas. Like, I might consider getting, to be honest, new cubes, kind of Rubik's Alpha 2.5. He does Rubik's cubes, la-di-da. But I do have kind of my reasons. So as you know, the good old classic Rubik's Cube has like 3 layers on it. I do have an issue with my current one. So as you know, on a cube, there's 6 different colors. You have white opposite yellow, green opposite blue, red opposite orange, all that stuff. There's a cube which has the close to all the colors of Italy. Green, white, red. But there's a corner piece which has green, white, and yellow. That is a teeny bit chipped off. And if you take the other corner with all 3 of the other ones, which is orange, blue, and white, that is a teeny little piece chipped off. So it doesn't make it that great. So I'm hoping to get hopefully a new one, a new cube hopefully. Then I have this pyramid shaped one, which is called a Pyraminx. It is not the greatest thing. I'm hoping to get a new one as well, and a new sort of, as it's called, 4x4 and 5x5. Obviously, the last minute or so, all I did was talking about maybe cubes. I might Rubik's cube sort of puzzles I might consider getting on Christmas. It may not have been that much interesting for you to hear, but those are just maybe what I might consider getting for Christmas. But yeah, now I did mention semester 2 starting like early February, late January. Here's the funny thing: when I CIT for me and Bike 12, we get to start a lot later after Christmas than secondary schools. We get the entire month of January off. In fact, we got the entire month of January off in year 1. We're getting only the last 2 days in January back. So up until January 29th, me and Pike 12 are off on our holidays. And then of course Mr. 2. But hopefully it won't be as bad as we think. So, we'll just have to see how things turn out. I know one of the things I'm going to be covering in semester 2, and it's to do with building like user interfaces in the Java programming language. To be honest, I've heard about this very thing. If you are interested in programming languages, Java, there's this thing called JavaFX. That's the thing that builds user interfaces. I'm going to probably look up a bit about that during the break. And yes, I know I will be covering it during the semester, so what's the point? Well, I just feel like it, so yeah. But yeah, things going alright otherwise. There's a lot of assignments lined up. Quite recently I submitted an assignment for one of my things, which is grand. I have another assignment in that module coming up that I have to do. There's another assignment which I have to work on. It has been submitted during the weekend. That's grand. And I have a few assessments coming up to do, and we have a presentation in the shittiest module of the semester. So if you ever go to CIT and you have a module called Requirements Engineering, I wish you the best of luck. It is a boring module. And if anybody who happens to like this requirements engineering module or teaches this, just be aware this is my opinion, and don't be saying, oh, you're blah, 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 and all bracing me over. Just my opinion. But yeah, so hopefully all you guys are getting by and managing school, despite how, even if some of you are like, yeah, school's so boring, yeah, some of you might be like that. I wish you the best of luck for the rest of it. So for those of you who like school, power to you. And what else? Oh yeah, hope you all have a grand old time and up until the Christmas break, and hopefully you can push through it and get there. But then hey, as I said, Christmas break, finally some time to chillax. So far as during my time, it's up until literally the one Friday before Halloween, up until Halloween itself, I had days off. That was my only break. If you go to a school which has a midterm, for I'm talking to those who don't live in Ireland, is that we have like a week off called the midterm break, and that is where secondary schools and primary schools will be off, and that's like more like elementary school, maybe high school, middle school, in terms of other schools abroad, that they would be the equivalent of, that they would have midterms during sort of the first half of the school year. And yeah, so hopefully things go pretty well. It'll be during the break, of course, I get results back, and hopefully I do pretty well. We are kind of getting our points, or our marks slowly built up. We've gotten results back in many assessments and assignments, and they're only just part of the overall for the whole thing. We have 3 exams coming up in the end, one of which I've heard a lot of people in previous years have failed, so gotta do our best. And the other 2, one is a more maths related one called discrete maths. It's more logic based. I actually don't mind it, which is grand. And then there's the programming one. And here's the thing, and this is why you find it so bizarre. Programming, you obviously would just type on a keyboard and have all the stuff put onto the computer. The weird thing is when it comes to some exams, is you have to frickin' write the damn thing down. That's gonna get annoying. But yeah, so hopefully all you guys will be able to manage to push through the rest of the time of this year, coming up to the end. Some of you may be in your last year before college, and obviously it's going to be a time where it's like so much work to do. Of course, I've experienced that about this time 2 years ago. Yeah, because I was in 6th year before coming up to Christmas about this time 2 years ago, which is how bad. And I procrastinated a lot. I didn't seem to concentrate and care too much, but hey, I got enough points, got the course I had on top of my list, and here I am. So it's okay. I don't mind some parts of it, but yeah. But other than that, I say I might leave the video here. I hope you guys enjoy, and this is from me, Rubik's Opera 25, of course. Hopefully me and Python 12 and even Virtual Fada, and even some stage in the future, Halo Ringer will manage to unroll more gameplay videos. Not as easy, we're starting to really run low, and sometimes it's hard enough to edit the videos. As I mentioned, one of the videos is a Far Cry Primal. Wow, the audio gets out of sync very much, a lot in that video. And there is a video that me and Pike the 12 recorded, which is our experience in college. We actually managed to record over an hour and 40 minutes. But yeah, that is going to be way less than that because we get off topic many times. But yeah, so rather than ramble on, this is again from me, Rubik's Opera 25, and I'll see you out there, recruits.